Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm delighted to have you all here today. We're about to start a presentation on the fundamental principles of GMP, or good manufacturing practice. This is a crucial topic for ensuring quality management in our field. On this first slide, you see my name, Dr. S.K. Singh, along with the title PhD and the focus of today's session, Basic Principles of GMP, specifically in quality management. Over the course of this presentation, we'll explore the key concepts that underpin GMP, discuss how they apply in real-world scenarios, and emphasize their importance in maintaining high standards. So, let's get started and dive into the essentials of good quality management practices. Welcome to our session on the basic principles of GMP. Today, we'll cover some fundamental concepts that are essential for maintaining quality in pharmaceutical manufacturing. First, we'll introduce the training program itself, which is designed to give you a comprehensive understanding of good manufacturing practices. Next, we'll discuss quality management, emphasizing that a strong quality system is the backbone of GMP, ensuring products are safe, effective, and of consistent quality. Then, we'll move on to sanitation and hygiene, highlighting that cleanliness is critical to prevent contamination and safeguard patient health. After that, we'll explore qualification and validation, which are key processes to confirm that equipment and systems operate correctly and consistently meet specifications. We'll also touch on complaints and recalls, stressing the importance of a robust system to handle issues promptly and effectively, protecting consumers and maintaining trust. Then, we'll look at contract production and analysis, where clear agreements and oversight ensure quality is maintained even when manufacturing is outsourced. Next, self-inspection and quality audits are vital tools for continuous improvement, helping identify gaps and ensure compliance with GMP standards. We'll then discuss personnel, because well-trained staff are essential for executing GMP principles properly. Following that, the importance of premises will be covered, focusing on the right design and maintenance to support good manufacturing conditions. We'll also review equipment, emphasizing proper qualification, calibration, and maintenance to ensure consistent product quality. All these principles are based on guidelines from the WHO Technical Report Series, number 908, 2003, Annex 4, which provides a solid framework for implementing GMP effectively. Throughout this presentation, I want you to see how these elements connect to form a comprehensive approach to quality assurance in pharmaceutical manufacturing. They all work together to create a safe, reliable, and compliant production environment. Let's take a closer look at the basic principles of GMP, starting with materials. Ensuring the quality of raw materials is fundamental because it directly impacts the safety and efficacy of the final product. Next, documentation is crucial. It provides a clear, traceable record of every step in the manufacturing process, which is essential for accountability and compliance. Moving on, good practices in production and quality control help us maintain consistent quality and meet regulatory standards. Sterile production is another key aspect, especially for injectable medicines, where maintaining a sterile environment prevents contamination. Active pharmaceutical ingredients, or APIs, are at the core of our formulations, so their quality and proper handling are vital. Now, I'll briefly introduce the overall framework. GMP is designed to ensure products are consistently produced and controlled according to quality standards. The role of the inspector is to verify that these principles are properly implemented and maintained. To prepare for an inspection, facilities should have thorough documentation, trained staff, and a clean, organized environment. There are different types of GMP inspections, such as routine, for cause, or special inspections, each serving a specific purpose. Finally, during the inspection itself, inspectors will review documentation, observe processes, and evaluate compliance to ensure that the manufacturing practices meet the required standards outlined by WHO and other regulatory bodies. This process ultimately helps safeguard public health by ensuring product quality and safety. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide. When we talk about quality management, we're really focusing on the principles of quality assurance, or QA. It's a broad concept that covers all matters impacting the quality of a product, whether individually or collectively. Essentially, it encompasses everything that influences whether a product meets the required standards. Think of it as the totality of arrangements put in place to make sure the drug is of the right quality for its intended use. This isn't just about testing at the end. It's about building quality into every stage of development and manufacturing. And an important point to remember is that quality assurance includes good manufacturing practices, or GMP, but it also extends further to cover product design and development. So, QA is really about ensuring quality from the very beginning, from design through production to final delivery, aligning with our overall goal of delivering safe and effective medicines. Now, when it comes to our QA system, it's essential that we ensure products are designed and developed in strict accordance with GLP, GCP, and GMP standards. This helps us maintain the highest quality and compliance throughout the process. It's equally important that our production and control operations are clearly outlined in Standard Operating Procedures, or SOPs. These SOPs serve as the roadmap for consistent and reliable execution of each task. Additionally, managerial responsibilities need to be explicitly defined within job descriptions. Clarity here ensures accountability and smooth coordination across teams. Our systems must also guarantee that the correct starting materials and packaging components are used at every stage. This is crucial for maintaining product integrity and quality. All of these elements come together under our overarching focus on quality management, which is the foundation of trust in our products and processes. By integrating these key practices, we uphold the standards that safeguard both our reputation and our customers' well-being. When it comes to a QA system, there are a few critical areas we need to focus on to ensure quality and compliance. First, products must be designed and developed in strict accordance with GLP, GCP, and GMP guidelines. These standards are the foundation for ensuring safety, efficacy, and quality throughout the product lifecycle. Next, production and control operations should be clearly specified in Standard Operating Procedures, or SOPs. Having well-defined SOPs helps us maintain consistency and reliability in every step, reducing the risk of errors. It's also important that managerial responsibilities are explicitly outlined in job descriptions. This clarity ensures accountability and that everyone understands their roles in maintaining quality. Finally, our systems must ensure that the correct starting materials and packaging materials are used. This is vital because using the right materials impacts the final product's quality and safety. All these points tie back to the core of quality management, making sure everything is done correctly, consistently, and in compliance with regulatory standards to deliver safe, effective products. When it comes to a QA system, it's essential that we have control over all stages of our product lifecycle. This means ensuring that starting materials, intermediate products, and bulk products are properly controlled throughout the process. We need to have checks in place at each step to maintain quality and safety. In addition, in-process controls, calibrations, and validations are crucial. These activities help us verify that everything is functioning correctly during production, and they confirm that our processes are consistent and reliable. Once the products are finished, they must be correctly processed and thoroughly checked before they move forward. This step is vital to ensure that only products meeting our quality standards reach the market. Another key point is that no products should be sold or supplied before they are officially released by authorized persons. This safeguard prevents premature distribution and ensures accountability. Finally, our systems must guarantee that products are stored and distributed appropriately. Proper storage conditions and controlled distribution channels are essential to maintain product integrity and quality until they reach the end user. All of these elements tie into our broader quality management approach, making sure that every product is safe, effective, and of high quality from start to finish. Now, let's talk about what a QA system should ensure to maintain high-quality standards. First, it's essential that self-inspections and quality audits are carried out regularly. This helps us identify any issues early on and keeps our processes in check. When deviations do occur, they need to be promptly reported, thoroughly investigated, and properly recorded. This way, we learn from each instance and prevent similar issues in the future. Controlling changes is another critical aspect. Any modifications to processes or systems should be carefully managed to avoid unintended consequences. Consistency is key, so we need to follow established systems to verify that our processes remain reliable and uniform over time. This also supports continuous improvement, as regular verification helps us identify areas where we can enhance our practices. Implementing quality risk management is fundamental as well. It allows us to proactively identify potential risks and mitigate them before they impact our product or service. Overall, these elements, self-inspection, deviation management, change control, process verification, and risk management, form the backbone of an effective quality management system. They help us uphold high standards and continually advance our quality efforts, aligning with our overarching goal of delivering excellence. When we talk about quality assurance, it's essential to remember that our products must meet specific safety, quality, and efficacy requirements. They should be fit for their intended use, ensuring that the end user receives a safe and effective product. Additionally, compliance with the marketing authorization requirements is fundamental. This means our products need to adhere to the regulations and standards set by authorities. Senior management plays a critical role here. They are ultimately responsible for establishing and maintaining a robust QA system. But it's not just their responsibility. Every staff member must be committed to achieving these quality standards. This collective effort is what drives success. The backbone of QA is a thoroughly designed and well-documented system that is correctly implemented. This system incorporates good manufacturing practices, or GMP, and quality control, or QC, to ensure consistency and compliance throughout the production process. Furthermore, the system relies heavily on having competent personnel who are well-trained and skilled. It also depends on having suitable and sufficient premises, equipment, and facilities. These are all vital to maintaining quality at every stage. In essence, effective quality management is about creating a culture of quality that permeates the entire organization. When we align our processes, people, and facilities around these principles, we can confidently deliver safe, effective products that meet all regulatory standards. Let's talk about quality assurance. It's essential that manufacturers actively manage quality risks throughout the product lifecycle. This is where quality risk management, or QRM, comes into play. QRM is a systematic process that helps us assess, control, communicate, and review risks that could impact the quality of our medicinal products. What's important to understand is that QRM isn't just a one-time activity. It can be applied both proactively, to prevent issues before they happen, and retrospectively, to analyze and improve after a problem has occurred. Also, the foundation of effective QRM is scientific knowledge and practical experience with the process. We rely on data, scientific principles, and past learnings to make informed decisions. And most critically, QRM should always be linked to patient protection. Our ultimate goal is to ensure the safety, efficacy, and quality of the medicines we produce for those who depend on them. So, in summary, quality management isn't just about checking boxes. It's a comprehensive approach that integrates risk-based thinking to safeguard patient health and uphold product quality. Let's talk about quality management. This is a crucial aspect of any project or organization because it ensures that the products or services we deliver meet the desired standards and customer expectations. Effective quality management involves establishing clear quality policies, setting measurable quality objectives, and implementing processes to monitor and improve quality continuously. It's not just about catching errors, it's about building quality into every stage of the process. By doing so, we reduce waste, improve customer satisfaction, and enhance overall efficiency. Remember, quality management aligns closely with the overall project success and organizational goals, helping us deliver value consistently. Let's talk about quality assurance. In this area, quality risk management follows a continuous cycle that includes assessment, control, communication, and review. This cycle helps us identify potential risks, implement controls to mitigate them, communicate effectively about these risks, and review our processes to improve continuously. When it comes to risk assessment, choosing the right tool is crucial. There are several key tools we often use, each suited for different situations. For example, fault tree analysis, or FTA, helps us analyze the root causes of potential failures. Hazard and operability studies, known as HAZOP, focus on identifying hazards and operational issues early in the process. Failure mode and effect analysis, or FMEA, helps us pinpoint potential failure modes and understand their effects on the overall system. We also use hazard analysis and criticality analysis, or HACCP, particularly in food safety and other critical areas, to identify hazards and assess their criticality. Lastly, failure mode, effect, and criticality analysis, FMECA, expands on FMEA by adding a criticality assessment to prioritize risks more effectively. All these tools play a vital role in our overall quality management system, helping us maintain high standards, ensure safety, and improve our processes continually. They connect directly to our goal of delivering reliable, safe, and high-quality products and services. Let's talk about failure mode effect analysis, or FMEA. It's all about breaking down potential failures into manageable steps, which makes it easier to understand and address them effectively. To do this well, you need a solid understanding of both the process and the product itself. This helps in accurately evaluating how different failure modes could impact the overall outcome. Once you've identified these potential failures, the goal is to take appropriate actions, whether that's eliminating the failure, containing it, reducing its likelihood, or controlling its effects. Essentially, it's about pinpointing the mode of failure, understanding its cause, and assessing its effect on the final product or process. And of course, this approach ties directly into quality management. By systematically analyzing and managing failures, we can improve overall quality and reliability. It's a proactive way to prevent issues before they happen, ensuring we consistently meet our standards and customer expectations. Now, let's move on to the concept of quality assurance, which is vital for maintaining high standards in our medicinal products. One key element here is the Product Quality Review, or PQR. This involves regular, periodic, or rolling reviews of all our medicinal products. Typically, these reviews are conducted annually to ensure everything stays on track. The main goal of these reviews is to verify the consistency of our existing processes, making sure that everything remains reliable over time. It also helps us assess the appropriateness of current specifications for both starting materials and the finished product. By doing so, we can identify any emerging trends that might indicate potential issues or areas for improvement. Ultimately, the PQR allows us to highlight opportunities for product and process enhancements, which is a critical part of our overall quality management. It ensures that we're not only meeting standards, but continuously seeking ways to improve and ensure the safety, efficacy, and quality of our products. This process ties directly into our overarching theme of maintaining excellence in every step of production. Let's talk about quality assurance. When we review PQR, or product quality reviews, there are several key areas to focus on. First, we look at the starting materials and packaging materials, paying special attention to new sources to ensure their quality and consistency. Next, We examine the critical in-process controls and the results of the finished product testing, which help us confirm that our manufacturing process is on track. We also review any batch failures, digging into their investigations to understand root causes and prevent recurrence. Deviations or nonconformances are another crucial aspect. We ensure they've been properly investigated and that appropriate CAPAs, or corrective and preventive actions, have been implemented. Additionally, we monitor any changes made to processes or analytical methods, making sure these updates are well controlled and documented. We also need to keep track of dossier variations, whether they've been submitted, granted, or refused, to stay compliant. Lastly, the results of our stability monitoring programs are important, especially if we notice any adverse trends that could impact product quality. Now, shifting to quality management, everything ties back to maintaining a robust framework that supports product integrity. A thorough review of these areas helps us ensure consistent quality, regulatory compliance, and continuous improvement, which are all vital to our overall mission of delivering safe and effective medicines. This comprehensive approach is what keeps our quality systems strong and aligned with our commitment to excellence. Let's now talk about quality assurance. After completing a process or production batch, it's essential to review the results thoroughly. This review helps us determine whether we need to implement a corrective and preventive action, or CAPA, or if revalidation is necessary to ensure ongoing compliance and quality. It's important that any CAPA is completed in a timely and effective manner, and of course, we verify that these actions have actually addressed the issues. Additionally, product types can often be grouped to streamline our review processes, making it easier to apply consistent quality checks across similar products. When working with contracted parties, establishing clear agreements is vital to ensure everyone adheres to our quality standards. We also need to ensure that product quality reviews, or PQRs, are conducted promptly and thoroughly checked for accuracy. This way, we maintain a continuous cycle of quality improvement. All of these elements, reviewing results, timely CAPAs, proper grouping of products, clear agreements, and accurate PQRs, are fundamental to our overall quality management system. They help us sustain high standards and ensure that quality is at the heart of everything we do. Let's talk about quality assurance and what PQR should include to ensure we maintain high standards. First, we need to consider quality-related returns, complaints, and recalls, along with the investigations that follow. These are vital for understanding where issues might arise and how we address them. Next, we should evaluate the adequacy of previous corrective actions taken on products, processes, or equipment. This helps us verify that past issues have truly been resolved and won't recur. We also need to pay attention to our post-marketing commitments, which are the ongoing obligations we have after a product is launched. Ensuring these are met is key to maintaining trust and compliance. Additionally, the qualification status of relevant equipment and utilities must be up to date, confirming that everything used in production meets our quality standards. Finally, technical agreements play a crucial role. They define the responsibilities and expectations between different parties involved. All these elements tie into our broader quality management system, which is the foundation for consistent quality and continuous improvement. By thoroughly addressing these points, we reinforce our commitment to delivering safe, effective products and meeting regulatory expectations. When inspecting PQR, it's important to go beyond just the initial review. We also need to verify the correctness of the data transferred, making sure everything has been accurately moved from source to report. Additionally, tracking trending results over time helps us identify patterns or shifts that could indicate underlying issues. We should also look at calculations like the Process Capability Index, CPK, when it's relevant, to assess how well the process meets specifications. Accuracy is key, so we check that APIs are correctly reflected, that we're using approved suppliers, and review the number of batches, any variations, changes, or complaints. Finally, we need to consider CAPAs, corrective and preventive actions, and draw conclusions from our findings. All of this ties into our broader quality management system, ensuring that every step maintains high standards and continuous improvement. This comprehensive approach helps us uphold product quality and compliance throughout the process. Good manufacturing practices, or GMP for short, are a crucial part of quality assurance that focus on making sure our products are consistently produced and controlled to meet quality standards. Essentially, GMP helps us maintain the integrity of our products from start to finish. One of the main goals here is to ensure that products meet the necessary quality standards and are authorized for marketing. This means that before a product reaches consumers, it has to go through rigorous checks and approvals. GMP also aims to diminish risks that we can't simply eliminate through testing alone. For example, contamination and cross-contamination are serious concerns that GMP addresses proactively. We want to prevent any unwanted substances from mixing into our products. Another risk is mix-ups or confusion, such as labeling errors or ingredient swaps, which can compromise safety and efficacy. All of this ties into our broader quality management system, which is about creating a culture of excellence and safety throughout our manufacturing processes. By adhering to GMP, we're not just meeting regulatory requirements, we're ensuring the trust and safety of everyone who uses our products. Let's go through some of the basic requirements for good manufacturing practice, or GMP, to ensure quality and consistency. First, it's essential to have clearly defined and systematically reviewed processes. This means that every step in production is well documented and regularly checked for accuracy and improvement. Next, qualification and validation are fundamental. These processes confirm that equipment, systems, and procedures work as intended and consistently produce quality products. Validation isn't a one-time task, it's ongoing to maintain standards. We also need to allocate appropriate resources. This includes qualified and trained personnel who understand GMP requirements and can perform their roles effectively. It's equally important to have suitable premises, sufficient space, and the right equipment and services to support manufacturing activities. Materials, containers, and labels must meet strict quality standards to prevent contamination or mix-ups. Procedures for storage and transport are critical too, ensuring that materials and products remain in optimal condition throughout their life cycle. Laboratories and in-process controls are vital to monitor quality at every stage, catching any issues early before products reach the market. And finally, a strong quality management system ties everything together, creating a culture of quality, continuous improvement, and compliance. Overall, these requirements form the backbone of GMP, helping us deliver safe, effective, and high-quality products to the patients and customers we serve. Let's talk about the basic requirements for good manufacturing practice, or GMP, as we often call it. First, it's crucial to have clear, written instructions and procedures. These are the foundation that ensures everyone knows exactly what to do and how to do it consistently. Next, trained operators are essential. Proper training makes sure that staff understand the procedures and can perform their tasks correctly, reducing errors and maintaining quality. Records are another vital component. We need to keep detailed records of every action taken, including any deviations and the investigations that follow. This helps us track what happened, identify issues, and ensure accountability. Similarly, records for manufacture and distribution are necessary. They provide a documented history of each batch, which is key for traceability and recall if needed. Proper storage and distribution are also fundamental. Ensuring products are stored under the right conditions and distributed correctly helps maintain their quality and safety throughout the supply chain. Systems for handling complaints and recalls are a must-have. They allow us to respond swiftly to any issues raised by customers or regulators and to remove any affected products from the market promptly. Finally, a robust quality management system ties everything together. It encompasses all these elements, fostering a culture of continuous improvement and ensuring that quality and safety are always at the forefront of our operations. These requirements are interconnected and essential for maintaining high standards in manufacturing, ultimately protecting consumers and ensuring regulatory compliance. Let's take a closer look at some of the key issues we've identified. First, the Quality Management Manual has not been established in writing, which is a foundational problem. Without a documented manual, it's difficult to ensure consistency and clarity across processes. Next, there's a limitation in human resources, which hampers our ability to maintain high standards consistently. Coupled with that, there's a lack of qualified people in critical roles, making it even harder to implement effective quality controls. Another concern is that processes are not properly validated. This means we can't be fully confident that they consistently produce the desired quality. Additionally, the SOPs, or standard operating procedures, are not up to par. They're often poor or incomplete, leading to inconsistent batch documentation. We also see a tendency to prioritize cost over quality. While managing costs is important, sacrificing quality can lead to bigger issues down the line. Lastly, there's a notable influence of family members in key positions of authority, which can complicate decision-making and accountability. All these issues highlight the need for a more structured and robust quality management system to ensure that quality is at the forefront of everything we do. Now, let's look at some of the ongoing issues we face. First, there's the problem of substandard materials being deliberately purchased. This is a serious concern because it compromises the quality of our projects from the start. Next, we often see technical staff not being involved in the purchasing process, which can lead to poor decisions and a lack of technical oversight. Another issue is the inability to re-export substandard materials, which means we can't easily rectify or return inferior supplies, further escalating costs and delays. Adding to this, some owners insist on selling rejects, which not only affects the quality but also damages our reputation. Corruption is also a significant problem within the process, undermining transparency and accountability. Furthermore, there's a clear lack of commitment to training, which hampers our ability to improve and adapt to new standards or technologies. All these issues highlight the critical need for a strong quality management system. Without it, these problems will continue to undermine our overall project success and long-term sustainability. For further support, please contact us. We're here to help you with any questions or additional assistance you might need after this presentation. Thank you for your attention and engagement throughout. Remember, we're always available to provide the support you need to succeed.